Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Chicago Bears. It's been a tradition since the early days of the NFL, and we're off on Thanksgiving Day in Detroit. Here's Richie James on the return. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
On first down, it's Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first. These two teams, you may remember, they met up at Soldier Field earlier this season with the Bears winning that one. So if they can win again here in Detroit, they'd pull off the season sweep. Trying to lay one up deep. And this is caught. Right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. An explosive 38-yard pickup. Well, CD, when you combine accuracy with a big arm, you get throws like that. And Justin Fields may very well be making these kinds of plays at the pro level for years to come. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Off play action, Fields. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Zach Davidson. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
Santos with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. The first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Out of the pistol, here's Williams. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. Well, this defense for the Bears, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
The NFC's Pro Bowl punter a year ago, Jack Fox, on to punt for the Lions. Tariq Cohen is deep for the Bears. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Bears take over.
At their own 36-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Throw left side complete. That's James. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Looking at a second and 11 now after the loss. From the gun, here's Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Bears first down.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be second down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
And 6 yards to go.
Throwing on third down, Fields. Touchdown! Tariq Cohen, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Bears lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Well, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but his top two options were not available on that throw, so he went the safe route. Worked out pretty well.
It was like you were in the pocket. How about you going through the progressions like that? What a lot of offenses say, touchdown to check down. Look downfield first, bring it back to the line of scrimmage. Not easy for a rookie to do. Oftentimes they get one look, and they make their decision off of that. He went through 3. That was impressive.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they are back to 500 now. The win last week, their third in a row. The question is this run coming too late to make a difference in the playoff race?
Great question. They definitely still have some work to do, but I think a lot of folks were writing this team off about 3 weeks ago, even some of their own fans. So I suggest you put some extra shocks on the old bandwagon because this team has rebounded.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is gone. Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Detroit. Khalif Raymond, 77 yards. And the Lions strike quickly here for 6 points.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete, and he is out of bounds inside the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
A nice throw there for the first down, and this is a big moment for this young man under center. You know, he's had a few months now to get acclimated to life in the NFL, but you got to think, a little extra pressure here, right, CD? I mean, you're getting the start on Thanksgiving in front of the national audience.
Especially since you and I both know he's watched this game since he was, 4, 5, 6 years old and dreamed of playing in it. In fact, his family sent us some of those videos of he and his family in the backyard playing their Turkey Bowl games themselves. So now he's gone from the backyard to the big stage, and here he is.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Bears 14, Lions 7.
Play action. It's Fields. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams, and he stopped immediately there.
Roquan's Smith, the Bears' leading tackler last year, up to make the play.
2nd and 10 at the 11-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, gone. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. First target, first catch, and a first down.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that.
Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
You know, thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk, why don't we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host? I know you're kind of like me, a bit of a traditionalist, but what do you have to say to that, CD?
I think it's a great argument, and the league could support it quite well, where you could move games to different spots and still be very successful on Thanksgiving Day. But you're exactly right. I am a traditionalist. I really don't want Detroit and Dallas to give up those slots. I like the fact that we watch them each and every year. But what I really like is that the league added a third game in 2006. And usually it's division rivals, but that's the third one of the day, and it caps off a great day of football.
Third and 2. Goff. And he checks this one down to Williams. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up fourth. Well, they opted not to run it. They completed the pass on 3rd and 2, but they lost yardage to bring up fourth.
Well, give credit to the guys on the other side of the ball. They snuffed out the play. But it does bring into question, one, the play call, because they didn't run the ball there. They could have run it. And 2, just not getting it. That's got to be deflating for them.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Throwing again on 2nd down.
Fields. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off near the 44. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question, because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
Williams again.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
On the keeper, here's Goff. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown.
The sneak successful from a yard out.
And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Partner, that was simply an example of getting low, wasn't it?
It was indeed. And for the quarterback, so they get low the line. They did their job. It's the quarterback's job just to find a crease and dive.
Find a crease and just get in there. Ordinarily, you start low yourself, get low behind that offensive line. But sometimes they do such a great job, you can almost fall forward and find the crease for a touchdown.
Here's James.
And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
Now a 2nd down and 6.
On play action, Fields. Incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Fields. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've got momentum on their side. They were once down 14-0. Now it's even at 14 as they look to put together a drive to get them the lead. And a good burst there gets them 7 up to midfield.
These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4. This, the second meeting between these two division rivals. You might recall they met earlier in the year.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. From the 50, it's Goff. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Off play action. Here's Goff. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Khalif Raymond.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Lions have taken the lead. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now James returning.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
3 yards to gain there, 2nd down. And he completes it to Cohen. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Fields now to throw.
And he's got the speedster Goodwin. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
To the air again, Fields. He'll drop this one down to Cohen.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Fields.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the 1st half.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Third and long. It's Fields.
Flush to his right. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Jalen Johnson.
And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half.
So now it appears they're going to accept the penalty, which means take away the interception. Also means keep your defense on the field. Don't understand this one bit.
Out of the gun, running with Cohen. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the 1st half of play. So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the 2nd half is underway.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the 2nd half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the 1st half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Williams. Williams is going to have the first down and a little more. Past the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamal Williams is a running touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs. And that one certainly fell into the latter category. Now that deserves a couple exclamation points. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here's James. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Now it's Fields off the bootleg. The throw left side taken in by Kmet. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That's a good-looking play to me. The big tight end on a crossing route coming underneath. Sometimes he can gain some serious momentum going forward, can he?
Yeah, he can indeed, and pretty well executed there. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They snap it to Fields. Going up top. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Goff. Completion left side to Miller. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Here's Morgan.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked off down near the 5. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Deep ball for Goodwin.
And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Touchdown, Chicago.
We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
Santos now to add the PAT. He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21.
Lions 28, Bears 21. Cairo Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown.
And I think the ball's out. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he's got room.
So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
First down, a run with Cohen. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Eluding the pressure right. Finding room to the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now it's Fields.
That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Back to throw. Fields.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal.
A play fake, now Fields to throw.
And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
And now 3rd and goal following incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Fields throwing again.
And it's caught. And he is out of bounds here. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more.